My name is Edmund Yakani, Executive Director of CEPO, one of the stakeholders signatory to 2018 Peace Agreement known as R-ARCSS. I would like to take this opportunity to share with political elites and South Sudanese population in large the findings for the period of June to September 2025 under our initiative of South Sudan Transitional Process from Violence to Peace Index. And these findings are mainly meant to assess the commitment of the parties who are in conflict in South Sudan in transitioning the country from violence to peace. Here are our findings for the 3 months period of June to September 2025. Finding number 1, the political transitional process from violence to peace for the last 3 months, June to September 2025, is seriously descending than ascending. Indicators of proof. 1, we have not seen the mechanisms of the peace agreement in function as required by provisions of the agreement. 1, we have seen lack of meetings of the mechanisms that either under the government or the mechanisms that were designed for the implementation of the agreement, and the mechanisms that were designed for the implementation of the agreement have big challenge of who are the parties to this mechanism, specifically following the split among the SPLM, SPLA, IO, and also recently the split among some members of SOA. The second finding we have is that there's a rise in armed communal violence, and some of this armed communal violence are politically motivated among communities. Some are associated with the struggle for livelihoods. We have seen rise in road ambushes against civilian movement, against humanitarian actors, and also we have seen a culture of civilians or either humanitarian actors being adopted for ransom purpose. The third finding we have in this particular period is that the economical situation of the country is deteriorating, and these have led to rise in incidences of crimes, and we have seen the rise among the armed or deadly youth gang groups across the country. And we have seen emerging of a new armed groups that are also using armed struggle to earn their livelihood. They call themselves community defense forces. We have witnessed their incidences in some part of the country. Therefore, as a civil society activist, through our assessment of South Sudan transitional process from violence to peace, we would like to appeal to every South Sudanese, wherever you are, at whatever capacity, that the transitional process in South Sudan conclusively, it is losing its purpose as per the provision of the 2018 agreement if the political actors that are signatory to the 2018 peace agreement never embrace dialogue in urgent manner. Secondly, if peace mediation is not taken seriously among the conflicting parties of South Sudan, there's a likelihood of merging of new other community defense forces that may undermine any successful or genuine political transition of the country from violence to peace. Therefore, as a civil society leader, we would like to appeal to our leaders that whatever political differences you have, as we usually say, resolve it through dialogue rather than through military confrontation, because we have seen military confrontation is not earning any successful results of transitioning the country from violence to peace, apart from destroying the social fabric of South Sudanese. We have seen a huge displacement in some parts of Western Equatorial State like Tombra, Najero, and the population are in the bushes without any humanitarian assistance. We have seen some citizens within the phase of the transitional process are facing serious battling with the climate shocks like floods in the northern part of the country. And we have seen a rise in violence. Therefore, we are appealing to South Sudanese leaders that the transitional process from violence to peace is losing its meaning, whether per the provision of the 2018 peace agreement known as R-ARCSS or any other attempt for prevention of violence among citizens. Finally, the use of military confrontation or military solutions to political solutions, it will deteriorate the country stability, economic status, and social fabric. The risk is that South Sudan may break into multiple armed groups that will be fighting each other and may be not easy to bring them to the table of consensus for gaining national stability for the best interest of the citizens of South Sudan. Thank you very much.